Welcome, everybody, to the Natural Ones. Oh, do you need an account? You wanted to do the countdown.
No, too late now. You're already started. No countdown for Chelsea.
Too late.
Oh.
So welcome, everybody, to the Natural Ones. It's been a second for us, so that's probably why I just did that. I completely blanked on our countdown. But we are happy to have you here again, and just to kind of push us through into the next part, I just wanted to take a second to kind of clarify something that had happened a little while ago. I don't remember if it was, I think it was maybe 2 episodes by this point. But
we had our holiday break between recordings. So.
Yes, we've taken our time off, and so there was a point where Kalenth received the box in a vision from the Raven Queen, and I kind of spoke, and Kalenth had the Raven Queen presented the box to Kalenth in the vision. He didn't already have it. It was appeared in his hand, and that's moving forward. That is what is actually happening. So now that that's been cleared up, let's go ahead and jump right into the episode tonight. You have all entered this upper chamber of the Tower of Blight. The room itself, again, it has these sort of this very grand sort of queen-size bed with the posts and the draperies and the like. There's closet spaces, or like a wardrobe rather. There's work desk with a bunch of papers everywhere. There's this little balcony off to the side, and sitting in the throne on the opposite end of the room, a tube sort of punctured into their vein and into the actual center of the floor of the room is Kalenth. Sort of sallowed skin, seemingly drained in some way, but having greeted you upon opening the door.
What did that greeting sound like?
Well, there you all are. I would say it's good to see you, but I don't know how close of friends we are yet.
I'm just gonna kind of glance around. I like what you've done with the place.
I've never been one for decoration. Only
He sort of points to their attire, and it's tattered a little bit. Like, it just seems old, but it is this very extravagant sort of stitch work inside all of the lapels, and it's got this sort of double-breasted vest and things like that, and very like these like high-kneed boots. Seemingly a very attractive get-up, but worse for wear, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
You look different.
wonders of time and distance.
We're here.
I know.
I never thought any struggles to kind of get up from the throne, but it's successful. And as he kind of takes these sort of ginger steps down to match the floor with you, he says,
I don't believe We've properly been introduced, face to face.
I'm Kalenth. He gives a very slight bow.
Philip Fratterfuller.
Sure.
Liam, Hammerfist. Don't say one eye. Don't say one eye. Don't say one eye.
Oh, one eye.
Hi.
Fair enough. We could keep this brief. I deeply enjoy that.
Is that thing, is that what's keeping you alive, or is that what's keeping you here? Or both?
Both. It is a relatively recent punishment. Graduation of sorts.
So, she's still keeping an eye on you then?
Well, most likely. But it's more to do with the true ruler of Tower of Blight. It's the Mirstone.
The Mirror Stone.
Yes.
Are we talking about the one under Sestead, or are we talking about the one under the tower?
Both. Mainly the tower.
Would I be correct in assuming that the one underneath the tower is necrotic?
It's a fair guess. Yes, that's correct. Most of the plague marshes are its little contribution as well.
Right. That answers a few questions, I suppose.
Philip said you mentioned something about a greater threat coming.
Yes. We can discuss, but I first have to declare I need that box. And I know you've come here for a different reason. This tether is annoying, and were I to have that, I could easily bring us to where we were expecting to go. And to combat the threat, I need it.
Right, there's
I-
a couple issues there. There are things we know for certain, and there are things we can't know. We know for certain in the past you've manipulated our minds and the minds of other people. We know for certain that you have killed with little regard for human life, for whatever reasons. What we can't know is that you aren't lying about the threat. We can't know that you aren't lying right now about your state or condition. Any situation in which we give you this box would be a gamble and a fool's one for us, because of the information we can't have.
Well, and he goes back up the stairs to sit down.
I suppose. A couple of questions, then.
Does a 19 insight help with how I feel about, I guess, how like actually honest he's being, or if it feels like he's got ulterior motives to anything he's saying?
Even with a 19, they are inscrutable in most ways.
Yeah, makes sense.
You can tell they're playing something close to the chest, and they're trying. They seem to be the best thing I can say to you is that seems to be hedging the same bet. With what Liam just said, you're getting the sense that that's exactly the same feeling from the other side.
There's a lot that they're worried about.
There is a lack of trust between the two groups, between the two parties, and either one is sort of gambling at this point. Is the feeling that you're getting? You can't tell whether truth or lie, but that's the general feel you get.
Are you familiar with the nautiloid in the Hills of Madness?
Yes.
I'm sure you're aware that there's a mere stone at the heart of it, or underneath it, I should say.
Yes.
These stones, they were created during the fight with the Illithid. Yes.
No.
They were created before.
Yes. Much before.
So the sisters didn't create the mirror stones then. They simply used
No, I mean, it was with them.
The
the Illithid attack was way after.
Yeah, the Illithid attack was only 150 years ago. Ascension is like millennia ago.
Okay.
Right.
Got it. So the nautiloid being by it was pure coincidence.
No. That was their nest. That was their colony. Resting near the storm.
That makes a lot of sense.
Well, they were able to hide for so long.
I was wondering how they were able to invade in numbers like that, but if they were able to come over slowly, especially around something with that much power.
Yeah. How indeed.
It also means it could potentially be happening again without our awareness. Somewhere else. What is it that you want? What's left for you right now? I'm aware of everything you've lost. What is it that's driving you at this moment?
Some mixture of pride and I don't know. Vengeance. Ultimately, it's most likely something child would call it love. an adult would call it duty. I promised a long time ago to protect. I aim to complete that task.
Sorry, what task?
The protection of Stead? Protection of the world.
I mean, no offense, but why you?
No offense taken.
Okay.
Somebody made a mistake along the way. Was the best choice at the time, I presume. I was curious. I was tenacious, I suppose. I suppose it was instilled by my teacher. The multitudes of people taught me, I should say. But chief among them, yes. You promise your instructor something, you see it through to the end. And a good friend as well.
Who is your instructor?
He's named Dracarius, and you sit in his house.
Not presently, but yes.
The idea of duty, the idea of this threat is, it seems very convenient. And I understand that. How do I say this? From your perspective, what did you do that the Muirstones decided you needed to be in this tower? Because the Muirstone under Stead seems to have been and still be fond of you, but also believes that this is the right thing. From your perspective, why is that the case?
Allow me to yarn a tale together. Grania is a new country. Are you aware of, well, it's more than simply the war against the Illithid. It was an idea, a place of... You never saw the general. No, he was one of great esteem, great power. These things get muddled over time. It was fought for and won through the hard labor of people that were sent to make riches for the queen. And after the Illithid attacks, it became clear that the queen had no respect for her people. So they fought back. I was entrusted with the box to protect people. I spent years under her service. The Mirestone found under Core Hall. Who was the first to study it? Me. And so I elected to move north after research pointed me in that direction. And I found the general, I found the people here, and in this I found more than a job. And through that I wanted to save it at all costs, and I did. The part that she never listed was it was to be given back, which for a time I was fine with. Until I realized this thing I've seen. It's a thing of potential to come. These Muirstones being so close together is not a good thing. At the time I wasn't aware, but I can't make you trust me, but you have to believe that she is using these things for her own ends. These are vestiges of Mistra. And she spent a long time without her. I can't be positive, not all the way. I believe she means to use these to walk back the Ascension and retrieve Mistra in some fashion, inciting wars, inciting casualties to strengthen or maneuver her power into specific places. With these stones, you would most likely be able to break down barriers. She's how many demons and devils and other planar beings have you seen when there shouldn't be any? There are gaps in the fabric, and I believe she's the one committing these. I would prevent it. That's why she wants the box. She has that. She can give the boon to someone more susceptible, someone who hasn't seen what she wants.
But she hasn't asked us for the box. We can't give it to her. You have to.
I have to sever the boon, yes? I have to give up what it is. At this, he sort of gets back up and he says, "But that cannot happen, I swear."
This is a worry. This is a danger. This is something worth trying to find out about. As you said, we can't trust you. You can't make us trust you.
Only while I'm engaged here.
We we can't trust you because you've shown in the past, we know how powerful you are, and you can make us see things whether they are true or not. We can't trust our senses in regards to you. You can't make us trust you. If this threat is more important than you being the one to stop it, you help us stop it from here without us giving you the box.
I can't. You leave
You
with the
can
box.
figure it out. This is our standoff. We can't know you're not lying.
I mean, it makes sense though. I read this
It does.
passage. I mean, I read a passage in a library. I didn't really think it was important. But I don't know, I kind of got the sense that maybe the Raven Queen and Mistra are more than friends. And I know sometimes that, if you love someone that much, you might want to be able to, like, bring them back and reunite with them. I'm sure we all understand that. Seems like an oddly convenient story to tell us. But if you don't have this box, you can't... What? Are you just, like, totally powerless then? Because, like, you brought in a dude. Oh yeah, where is he, by the way?
I don't think he had anything to do with Gornal getting here. The more I learn about the way the Mirrorstones work, the more it seems like him winding up here had something to do with the Mirrorstone and the box. Not anything to do with Calinth.
I thought that was, like, literally your whole reason of coming here.
It's to get Gornal, yes. Gornal is here. Calinth isn't the one that put Gornal here.
So then why did I see a vision of him in a cage with Clem menacingly standing over him?
Well, who showed you that?
I don't know. I could have been Clem for all I know. I don't know who showed me that.
If Calinth showed you that, then they would be at odds with what they're telling us now.
Well, yeah, but Clem
This was
also showed me
seen-
themselves differently as well.
This was seen in a vision you received from the Raven Queen, yes.
Again, I cannot confirm or deny. I don't know. It was just a vision that we had.
I suppose what I'm trying to say is, if Calinth were able to put Gornal in the tower, then why didn't they do it to us? If they have that ability, there's more they could have then done with that ability that hasn't happened.
Well, to that I say, if they wanted the box, putting us in the tower, like capturing us, is not the way to do it. So, they had to let us come to them. And as Liam has said, it is very convenient that this story is being told. And the fact that Calinth cannot... Sorry, I know we're talking about you like you're not here, but, you know, give us a moment. The fact that Calinth is saying that they cannot help us from this tower, yet they have on multiple occasions connected with us mentally in different places that was not here, is very, very interesting, because if they were able to do all of that, they should be able to help from here.
That's an intensely different thing than being able to do something like creating the walls as a stead. That's a massively different thing.
I'm not giving them the box. That is my vote. That is it. That is where I stand.
I know. I hear you. There, a lot of this doesn't add up in ways that is frustrating, because yes, the things we've seen happen. Sorry, my words are hard. In regards to what you read, Nameless, that makes parts of this seem like they make sense. On the one hand, everything we're hearing could be entirely true, which then of course it makes sense. Everything we're hearing could be entirely false, but it makes sense because it's meant to by design. All good lies make sense. That's why they're good lies. The issue is we don't know, but there's no actual possible way for us to know, because Kalenth, you have implied that if we gave you the box, you could somehow prove this, or take us somewhere, and we could figure out, you could show us, but even that we couldn't trust. There's no actual possible way for us to believe anything our eyes, ears, minds tell us in regards to you, the Lodestones, the literal god that we're dealing with right now. All we have is each other and skepticism.
Can anyone give me a reason why Kalenth would be behind Gornal being put in this tower?
To literally get us here.
Gornal was taken before we had the box. Gornal was taken before Kalenth knew who we were. Gornal was here before we even got there and knew about any of this.
Why would the stone put Gornal in the tower?
Hold on. But possibly maybe he used this. Gornal got him here. Didn't matter. We were just like a random choice of person who found the box.
But then why would Gornal have any power over us?
Because it's just the way fate worked, that we happen to be the people who found the box. There was people looking for Gornal. Gornal is here. We have the box. It's just a weird fate. That we happen to be good people or whatever.
So you're saying there's no logic then? It's purely by chance?
No, I'm just saying that there's hope that maybe if Gornal was taken here, that the people who would come here would bring the box and want to save him.
If that were the case, why not take someone that they knew we would have a connection to? Someone closer.
They did know. We were looking for them.
Gornal
we don't know when he was taken. You know that? I didn't know you knew that.
Gornal was taken before we got there.
Really? How do you know that?
Because Gornal wasn't there.
Before we got
there, but not before we got the mission necessarily. The reason it likely had to be Gornal as opposed to someone close to us is because Gornal was near a lodestone. So either the lodestones, theory one, the lodestones worked to bring Gornal here for we don't know what reason, potentially to get us here, or Kalenth used the lodestones as some sort of conductor to bring Gornal here for whatever purpose. This is another thing we can't know, because both sides have reasons to lie to us. That is why the only logical option to me is, if saving existence is the most important thing, is the goal, then the plan on how to do it needs to change. If this is a real threat, and it is the thing you care about most, Kalenth, help us do it from here. That is the way we can learn to trust you. It is, at this point, the only way. If you help us without possibility of benefit for yourself outside of this mission being done, that is the only way we can take action to do this. Because it's the only way we can believe that this threat is not simply a way for you to get what you want.
What bonus?
Everyone's made us do things that could potentially benefit them and told us they're the right thing. And we've believed, and we've believed, and we've done things. And nothing good happens. So you need to decide if the goal is more important than your plan. Because they're two different things. And if you want us to help you with your goal, your plan has to change. Because we cannot trust you, or the Queen, or the stones. Because we're just people. And you're all magic.
What's your bonus to persuasion?
Oh, not good.
I just want to know, like,
One.
Okay. I'm just doing some thoughts.
Sure. And I've been thinking a lot about this over the last minute that has seemed like several weeks. Party members. This is the way it makes sense to me. We've been fighting amongst ourselves about these things for the exact reasons that we can't know. We all think we have ideas. We're not sure. We don't know who to trust. And the problem is we can't trust. We've made it nowhere in our group conversing about these things because we cannot know. This is the only way that I've found that we can move forward without throwing in with one lot or the other in a way that potentially ruins everything. That's what we've been fighting so much about this, because we feel so much, but we can't know. So we no side makes headway. And both sides are right in that maybe this is the only way forward that I see. I don't know, my sight's not always great, but
Do you not have powers? Like without the box?
Like, moves his hand over his face, and gone is the sallow, gone is that it's fresher. It seems like what he would look like if he wasn't so decrepit at the moment. And then wipes it away.
Besides a parlor trick?
Go ahead and roll me a, what is it?
Great.
Is it a saving throw?
Yeah. Go ahead and roll me a wisdom saving throw.
+4.
Yeah, I got it. She's got like a plus.
She's gonna have like a
24.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You resist the effects of the polymorph spell, but you understand that that's exactly what he just casted.
Let's look at the bumps.
Oh, sorry.
It's alright.
Wasn't thinking. Does that explain it?
I mean, it kind of is funny because I didn't feel anything. I mean, like, I understood what you were doing. But before you were able to, like, murder people from, like, afar. So, I'm just trying to assess.
Would you rather me use that on you?
Oh, no. I'm okay.
Oh,
But,
no!
But I'm just trying to understand your limits here. You were able to kill people from afar, but when Liam suggests helping us from here, you say you can't do it. Why? There are things that I've asked you, I want to know if you can do, and you pretty much kind of seem like you can't.
He looks to
So
all
what
of
is
you.
the limit?
If I'm here, she observes me. There is no subterfuge. Speaking to your friend, speaking to Liam, his idea. You're right. That's something he used to say.
He seems to kind of like drift in and out of this conversation. Like there are moments in time where he kind of seems lost in somewhere else. So that entire debate you guys were having, that is similarly what's happening to him, is this sort of like sometimes incognizant reaction at time. But
What would you have me do? Is you all right? But it has been a long time since I have been able to trust anyone. My friends put me here. So how can I help you?
and he looks to you, Nameless.
You say the word. You won't talk to me for a little while. I'll have to rest. But you tell me what the plan is, then. My goal was to put them back where they belong. The Mirstones.
Where are the other four? We know of necromancy. We know enchantment. We know illusion. We know abjuration. Where are the others? How many of them have been moved?
Well, 3 of them reside in the land. There's one deep in the sea, per my last records. There's one in the depths of the tundra. One I was never able to locate, and I suppose he shielded it very expertly. For your last moves at the pace you do.
Which one? Transmutation.
Indeed.
Transmutations.
Is that how I made gold coin?
I think he's gonna need.
No, that's me. That's me.
Sorry. I'm like,
That's me
if
asking
a question
Chelsea, I
to
realize.
fill in-
It's a question to go in.
I'm like, yeah, he's gonna need a little bit more context for that. Like, it seems like this like fever dream of like.
What?
No, that's what. I can't confirm or deny, but it stands to reason.
Would Nameless know if that was transmutation magic?
It's a good hypothesis.
It stands to reason, yeah.
It stands to reason. The nature of that magic translates to what happened, is what I'm trying to say. Is it like, maybe you don't know for certain, but like, the fact that you turn a gold coin into gold coin means that there is some amalgamation of that.
Okay.
As well as the nature of the house's abilities in general.
When you say put the stones back, do you mean their physical location on the planet from whence they were moved, such as the stone under Sested originally being under
Korhal.
Korha, or
Yes.
do you mean back where they came from originally?
That would be amazing.
I assume if the stones were removed entirely, we're talking about the world reverting back to what it's like in the maledicted waste, where magic would be running wild, I suppose.
No. If the stones are placed back where they are, that removes the damaged tears in the world.
Right, I mean if the stones were destroyed entirely, it would revert us back to before the ley lines were bound.
I'm not certain. They seem to be. All of my research points to the aspect that is highly probable, but in another sense, it could also stand to reason that the ley lines were formed and then these formed after.
So there could be a side effect as opposed to...
Yes. I don't know for sure. That's why at least putting them back would have been something.
Conjuration, evocation, and divination are so far unknown. Outside of abjuration, which ones have been moved?
Illusion? Once upon a time that laid in the rocky depths of Rukia.
Was it moved by the Illithid? Or was it moved before then?
I have no records, unfortunately. But it provided the tear necessary.
So putting the stones back would make it harder for something extraplanar to come through.
Excessively so.
Moving the lodestone is probably what made it possible to enter the Hells.
Most likely. There are old devices and practices that could have also created it. But certainly plausible. Yes, Chelsea.
Can I ask a question that may seem very stupid? How many schools of magic are there, / how many doors are we having on our doors? On our mansion?
There are 8 schools of magic. Technically, for Lorethia, there's 10. We do have chronomancy and chronomancy, but
Okay.
we haven't really discussed those at length.
Yeah.
Those are
Okay.
chronomancy and chronomancy are more like newer magics that are being developed.
Okay.
But regardless, 8, and there are 6 doors. There are 6 exits in the mansion.
Okay.
And to be fair, as you guys have learned with the creation of, Liam creating that Harrow doorway.
Not yet, he.
Well, I mean, he created the thing. You guys haven't connected it. But my point is more, the fact that you guys can create doorways doesn't mean that there's only ever been these 6. Right?
Yeah,
It would stand to reason that these things can change over time, and you can shuffle them through.
Yeah.
So, not to put a wrench in your thing, more to help explain, like...
No, it's just like I was thinking, like, oh, there's that island that we never went to. Well, I went to, and little not woolly mammoths on there, and so I was like,
anybody
maybe.
It does suck that we don't have that recorded, because
Yeah. The whole our dinosaurs, woolly mammoths.
our woolly mammoths dinosaurs, really.
Yeah.
But so I was like, maybe I was just thinking like maybe that's where all of them were, but and like
Gotcha.
then I was thinking like, oh, that's 7, but then one's unaccounted for, so then never mind. Which could be the door. You're right. Like it's not like you're right. You're right. You're right. You're right.
Well.
Now everyone knows what I'm thinking.
Transmutation. Where did Dracarius get that? Where did that stone used to reside?
He never told me. And I was never able to ascertain.
If,
Stands to reason it's the chunk of land it sits on right now.
that makes sense. Well. Maybe finding Dracarius would be a good place to start.
Maybe.
Wait, Dracarius is alive. Nameless nor Chelsea knew this.
Yes.
And Philip, you've known that?
If Dracarius taught Kalenth, Dracarius must not be as old as I thought he was.
Oh, no, don't let that fool you. He is very old.
Well, then he must have his ways.
Indeed.
I see. In regards to this, seems like this must be either stuff started happening that allowed for these tears to occur, then potentially, assuming this is all a thing, the Raven Queen saw this as an opportunity and started acting on it and manipulating things to create these tears further. Or the Raven Queen has been working for a very long time manipulating things to start these tears occurring. Either way, if we start going around trying to fix it, likely we'll get some sort of response from the Raven Queen, which would be one way to start to try and confirm this.
Mm-hmm.
The other option we have is we do have other gods that we've talked to, mostly just one, and mostly just one of us, but do we think this is something the other sisters would be in on or know about, or?
What I will say is, if the Raven Queen is doing this, it goes against most, if not all, of what ROI teaches. And oddly enough, if this is really her motivation, it also goes against what the Raven Queen's followers believe.
I don't claim to know her mind, but I do pity her. Shadowfell is a place that dissolves memory. How much of the original woman is still there, I don't know.
It's easy to forget that these gods aren't some superior being. Most of them, at least, walks this earth the same way we do now. They may be more now, they may have ascended, but they are susceptible to, and at times prone to, a lot of the same shortcomings we are.
He looks to you, Setlali, and he says, yes. And what would a mother do if she saw her daughter betraying her own ideals?
I don't think you're our enemy, but you are an asshole. So I would avoid goading people as much as possible.
Oh,
Yes, it's been known to hit things, whether or not she thinks it'll get her killed, so...
you misunderstand. I was speaking. Well, no matter then.
No, I would like to know exactly what you're talking about, because I have no idea. I assumed you were talking about my mother, whom I do not speak with, but if you know of someone else, please let me know.
Dolora, there's... Dolora.
Except I'm
This
not.
is Miles. Is Dolora the Raven Queen's mom? This is Miles. Liam isn't asking this.
Is she?
She's connected to the sisters.
Alright, fine. Keep your secrets, Gandalf.
You
Dave
have
was
someone.
asked the question to set Lolly.
This information.
I don't think Liam's in the headspace to think of it.
Yeah, Liam
Miles
wouldn't
is.
know.
But
Yeah.
nameless, that's fine. Okay.
Yeah.
So to answer, Lolly, if you remember,
I
Dolora.
don't, but yeah.
Dolora is the key to the ascension. She was the one who helped the three sisters ascend to godhood. She was the one who taught them and broke them into.
She's their godmother.
Yeah, okay.
Yes.
So then I
Can
retell Nameless all of that in a cute little terrible British accent.
Great.
But only me.
I whisper it really quietly.
Liam's twiddling his thumbs and picking like eye gookies out of his eyeball.
Uh,
Y'all never thought about that? I think about it.
I'm not gonna empty it out.
What?
To put it bluntly, ascending is something of a sacrifice. As much as you're gaining new power, you're also giving up certain things, and I think it's very possible that after ascension, the three sisters, well, Mishra for sure, they may not actually interact with each other all that much.
I don't think they do.
Yeah.
I think that's why the Raven Queen is trying to, I mean, from what I understand, bring her back.
It stands to reason. When I think about it, it makes sense. You spend that long surrounded with death. It's a difficult burden to carry. That said, collapsing the planes for it is, it's unacceptable.
Not to her, it's not.
Not to her as she is now. Maybe.
I hate to sound like a broken record on this. Moving the stones back is not a... If it's something that we could do, isn't a permanent solution to this.
It's
Right?
not. No.
It sets things over. Gods have the luxury of playing the long game. Someone else comes along, is manipulated. After all, we are all dead. Is manipulated. It all starts over from the beginning. The Raven Queen has the luxury of just trying again, and the thing I'm earnestly and always trying to avoid is leaving problems for the future.
We're also talking about... It's not only the Raven Queen that we would be running into conflict with if we tried to do this. Removing the lodestone from underneath Sestead could have severe consequences for Sestead.
Yeah, I don't think Daphne would ever talk to us again.
It's going
She's
to...
already not happy with us.
Not happy with... It's going to involve a lot of diplomacy or a lot of force. In some
Are we just
fashion.
planning on picking it up? I don't understand. Well, how do you plan on moving it?
It's not something we'd be able to do on our own, most likely.
Had I that box?
Okay, maybe that question wasn't for you. Kalenth, how are you planning on just moving them?
Same way we moved it the first time.
With the box.
With the box. I'm not actually
Okay.
holding it. I'm just a gesture.
Suddenly, his Yoda energy comes out. He drops his walking stick and starts backflipping around the room.
Still tethered to the center
Still
of
tethered
the
to
floor.
the thing. Yeah.
Trips on it.
Sorry, Chelsea, go ahead.
Could we not do that then? Or is only you that powerful? Or are we able to
He has
use the
burn.
box?
He is the for the same reason we can't do it. For the same reason we can't just hand the box back to the Raven Queen, because even though we have possession of it, its power was gifted to him.
Unless Kalenth gives up the box, Kalenth is the one who can use the box. And if we're talking about the power being then given to one of us, the Raven Queen would have to be okay with that. Which, as we're very publicly stating that we don't trust her motives at the moment, I'm not sure she would feel safe doing that.
I have a very morbid question that maybe I don't know if the answer is how I remember it. Don't we have a soul ring? Could we not put Kalenth's soul in a ring and then just carry it around and we're carrying Kalenth around by we're his power? Is that really... Sorry to say that in front of you, dude.
That's
but,
okay. I had it in my pocket as a plan.
Dude,
I
is
had
my
it-
favorite fucking part of that entire thing.
It's something I was considering as a plan B in case things with Kalenth went south, but that's not going to happen anymore. So let's discuss the ring.
Well, I mean,
Point
the
of
guy
fact, you
can
guys
see
left
in
it
our
back
head.
in the-
I was going to talk to you about I wanted to have it on me, just in case. But it's...
You didn't say it before you left.
I didn't say it beforehand. I forgot about it
Sorry.
because we kind of rushed in. But
So currently
Yeah.
it's still back at the mansion.
yeah.
That ring.
Okay, but can we do that with the ring? Is that how that ring works? We don't know. That's me
You
asking.
guys have
this is-
never actually
nameless.
asked.
There's a lot of complicated magic behind that ring. If there's already... The first
There's
thing is we
already
don't
a
know
soul
if there's...
in there,
Yeah.
for one.
No, I know.
So,
Sorry
sorry about that, dude.
We might just end up putting somebody way worse inside Colette's body.
Wait, is that how
Well,
that would
there's-
work too? Because
They're stuck here then.
It replaces.
Would they not
Yeah,
be?
it's a 1-in-1.
If you put the ring on and there's a soul inside it, the soul can take over your body if you fail, like,
No,
to
I
resist.
get. Nameless understands. Chelsea understands this. Nameless asking, could we not just like put that dude in this guy's body, this person in this person's body, and then we carry Clenth around, and Clenth can help us? Would we not then have the boon?
So, if you were comfortable, let's say it this way. This is what Clem answers. If you were comfortable letting me take over your body and then trust me to put you back in your own body, then yeah, that might work.
Okay, but what about a random person?
It just seems like letting Kalen free with extra steps.
Yeah, I'm just.
No, I'm asking, like, would he be as powerful then? Like, he'd still have like his Clenth power as well as
Yeah, his power
like
is
if we
attached
put him
to,
in
like,
Gornal's body, so the magic is not attached to the body; it's attached to the soul.
Yeah.
Got it. I didn't know if it was like a study thing, like where it's like in his brain and he learned it only that way, and like.
It's a count lock.
Okay.
We just put him in the brain of somebody who just like has never read a book. He's like, I can't do magic anymore.
In regards to trying to teleport the stones, it's not like we're without powerful magic allies.
Yeah, but
It's something we could at least attempt to do.
Yeah.
We know several people who are present company excluded, some of the greatest magic users in the world, in particular, who have teleported things before. Like it's something we could attempt to do even without the box's power.
Yeah, using magic around the stones has a chance of backfiring though as well. But
You could always ask them.
The stones.
It's a fair point as well.
they do have agency.
Some at least.
I don't think they're gonna help, will they? Will it not mean you get out?
Well, if we have to move the necromancy stone, I imagine that would mean this tower would cease being what it is. But maybe the necromancy stone has always been here. I'm not sure. Has it always been here, or was it put here?
It's the stone that brought me north.
Are you saying
So
this
you
was
don't
the stone
know?
that was in the Arctic? The tundra?
Say it again.
Are you saying this was the stone that was in the tundra?
No, he was saying when he was in Core Hall and he found the Mirror Stone under Core Hall, the Abjuration Stone, through the ley lines and all these other things, he found research that pointed him north towards the stead, that area. So then they started searching that area, and that was when the Illithid came out. That was when they found the Necromancy Stone, but that was also when they were imprisoned within the Tower of Blight. So like all these things kind of happened within like a 10-year period.
It was the one
To
that was
his
initially.
knowledge, the Necromancy Stone was here.
It was the one that was initially in Grania, and then they moved Illusion and Abjuration there.
Potentially, Illusion had been there way before,
right, but it wasn't.
like,
but it wasn't initially there.
It wasn't initially there for sure. They know that, but it was part of research that they have done since then. That's how they know that. But also the fact that the Necromancy Stone was the one that was pointing them forward, but the Illusion was there at the same time as when they were moving up northward. So it was conceivably there from before they even came to the stead. But it's definitely not where it was originally from.
Okay. All right. Look.
Can I? Oh.
No, go ahead.
No, I mean, I was just wanting to address the giant elephant in the room, which was that, like, one of us came here to kill somebody, and, I was just curious how they're feeling.
I mean, I don't want to talk about it in front of them, But clearly I'm not killing them, and also I already said I wasn't going to kill them. So I feel fine, I guess.
We'll just save that for another time then.
We could put a pin in that idea. Hold on. I'm just wondering more. It sounds like we all are kind of on board of working with Glenth. I think we might need your help, and I was just curious.
I mean, I'm not going to be the one person to not, so it's whatever. We'll do it. We'll work with them. I'm fine.
I don't even know that that's necessarily the thing that we do. We do need to confirm a lot of this, and I do think the god ones who do the god things have a resource we can at least attempt to use here. I think if you could find a way to try and speak to Dolorah, that could be intensely useful in both confirming this as well as figuring out ideas on what to do, as well as ROI. And if the gods, like has been put out there, aren't talking much these days, they could at least be a thing of like, is this something you believe they're capable of, or is this something, or like, have they noticed the change in the shape of the world with these holes? Like, there's a lot of information we're missing before we can make a decision as Blanket does work with Colette. And I think if you guys can try and reach out to your gods, or even reach out to other people of your beliefs, we might be able to get some more of that information in regards to. Because that's the problem, is a lot of this sounds very convincing, and it matches up with some of the odds and ends here and there, but that is how good lies work. So I'm entirely for looking more into this, trying to figure out what is happening, and I think that you'd be an instrumental part of that, in a way that isn't just, yes, I'll go along with you guys because you're doing a thing.
You're unable to leave this room, correct?
Yes. No.
How recent is that?
Few months. Maybe
So-
less.
Are you able to access the stones anymore?
No.
How were you doing it before? Were you able to reach the stone inside this tower?
Yes.
Okay. That's two things I need to do before we leave.
Speaking of leaving, how do we plan on doing that? Because I imagine we can't have these god combos here.
Well, the stone might be able to help facilitate that. But yeah, I was thinking it would be more likely something I would not be able to do until we were out of here. But I do need to check on the stone first. Look. With everything I've seen, I may not agree with Colenth, but I don't think they're being dishonest. When I look at everything that they might possibly want, I don't... Preserving the planes makes a lot of sense. If the planes collapse, you lose any chance of being able to see the ones that you've lost again. There's still a chance as long as the order remains. It's one of the nice things about what the sisters did, but just because what they did was beneficial for keeping this plane alive doesn't mean they did everything correctly. It's possible to make mistakes. Even for them. If this really is a large deception, and if Kalenth has some other ulterior motive outside of the already incriminating ones that he has made us aware of, if they attempt anything like that, then we stop them. But I'm seeing enough evidence of instability on this plane that it's going to be much more difficult to stop another collapse of the fabric like that. It'll be far more difficult. Especially without the boo. Than it will be to stop Kalenth on their own. And I think they're aware of that. Likely, they'll have to lay low. That's my 2 cents on it. When I look at everything, not just the logic of it, not just the facts, the things that we know happened, the things that we know would happen if certain things were to pass. But when I look at the emotion of it, when I look at the heart of it, it all lines up. Either way, we're gambling with lives. I'd rather gamble for as few as possible. But most of all, whatever we end up doing here, I need to see the stone, and I need to find Gornal. And that's all I have to say.
If we left you still in this tower, Kalenth, would we be able to use the Mirror Stones as a way to contact you, the way that happened underneath Sisted? Philip?
As long as they wanted to, yes.
Is that a two-way thing? Abjuration hooked you two up. Did Abjuration have to convince Necrotic to do that? Or was Abjuration able to because it wanted to?
No, it definitely still has to have a desire. As for your little friend, well, there's only one way to go get him.
Yeah.
It's the only way you'll find your way back out again as well. Enjoy your freedom.
Well, as nothing's being said, I think we're gonna go to our break now.
Thank you.
We will be right back. We'll be active in chat or whatever, and we'll catch you again soon for the second half. Welcome back, everybody, to the Natural Ones. We're in our second half of the episode of the night. Boy, things are super calm and even in this group. Everybody agrees and gets along, and
Now people are gonna think something's actually going on.
No, nothing's going on. I just think it's funny that you guys were having like the. It was just a very fun debate. Was what I was trying to say. Was that I thought it was. That's what I thought was funny.
This is where you would cut to like the confessionals camera and be like, I hate everyone.
Anyway, we're announcing at this point, Liam Hammerfist is no longer going to be a part of the show. Moving forward.
Bars. Drop.
Yeah. Unfortunately, we found Liam with.
He's taking some time off to spend. He's trying to spend more time with his kids.
Yeah.
He's dealing with some personal embezzlement problems.
Wait, personal embezzlement?
Personal embezzlement problems. He's been stealing his own money.
I love it. That's incredible. Well, it's up to you guys currently right now. What is the next move? Kalenth is sort of... Again, Kalenth has given the indication that it seems like you'll do what you want to do, and takes a moment to just kind of admit that or sorry, let me I hope that telling you this plan and enacting some sort of trust of me residing within the tower and helping you achieve this same goal will release me. Is that the agreement? I help you do whatever it is you think should be done, and you let me go.
We don't have the information to agree to something like that. I'd like to figure this out, find that we can trust you, and find a way to help you. I can't, in good conscience, say yes to what you just said without right now. We've learned. We have too much information and we don't know enough about any of it for me to say that. I would like for that to be the case. I'd love to find out that this is... that at the end of the day, we can all have what we want here. And that's about all I can say about it.
What are you gonna do if you get out?
Keep promises.
To who?
Friends and associates.
Just like maybe a name or two?
You, for instance? Let me ask you. You're imprisoned for over a century. What would you do? You were released. You who are so above others. Pass judgment on the things that you don't understand, so you'll take the time to understand, and in that time that you take new atrocities, new things to learn and understand and make sure that you know full well how they all came to be. You have good intentions. Do not confuse my words.
dire consequences are placed upon the backs of inaction. Decide here and now, or decide later. The result is always the same. In this case. What I'd like to do is exactly what I said I would do. Restore order.
You can ask your question now.
No,
You feel like it feels like you wanted to ask something.
No, he kept talking. He kept talking, and the moment has passed.
No, you can say what you want to say.
I was gonna say probably go to a nice restaurant is probably the first thing I would do, but I don't think that was the important part. But for some reason I was compelled to say it anyways.
Sorry, no, yeah.
Well, I'm gonna get the rest of my answers.
Let's go find this dwarf.
He's grabbing his stuff, and I'm wondering if it's just to roll for which room we're gonna go into, or if something's gonna happen.
I was just looking at something.
Anytime I see you start going into your notes, I'm like, alright.
Before I leave the room, I'm gonna ask Kalenth. So after one of my trips, I came back home, and one of my children happened to paint a mural of the tower with a sun over it. Does any of that mean anything to you?
That you at least can read a painting?
Okay. Whatever. Great, see you later. And then I'm gonna walk away.
I don't know, is my point. And if it troubles you to know that information, there's no solace I can give you. Maybe you should ask someone who has more authority?
I was mostly just trying to make sure you didn't get into my child's head, but yeah.
Well, if they live in the house, how?
Well, at that time I didn't know that you couldn't do that, but I guess since I did know that information now, I should have known better.
We all learn at different speeds. Continue to hate me, that's fine. You have every right. Just know, no one is looking for you. I can't say that they really gave it another thought. I hope that comforts you.
Yeah, it partially does. This is gonna sound like a threat, but I promise it's not. Philip has a lot of trust in you. And Philip is my family. And if you do anything to betray that trust, the calmness that I am speaking with you now and acting towards you is not going to be the same after that. So I really, really, really hope, I guess for also my sake, because honestly you probably would kill me before I even tried anything, but I really, really, really hope you're telling the truth, because Philip's a good person.
And good people should always have good things happen to them.
Also, what exactly is this stuff going into your body?
Would you like some?
No, I'm okay. I just wanted to know. Alright, well, I'm gonna go join the rest of my party now. Thank you so much for having this little chat with me, and we'll probably see you again. And then I leave.
So, as you're stepping out the door and like you're about to close, he says, "Oh,
Sorry, I had something to
Sorry.
say, but I was trying to wait till I didn't leave the room yet.
yeah." I was
okay?
gonna say.
Yeah, I was like, we're just awkwardly standing there with like our head on the
I was gonna
doorknob,
say like it's hard. I was gonna tell you this before you started, but I was letting you keep going. It's a little hard to be the last one in the room because as soon as that door closes, you guys would be separated. So you pretty much just said that with everybody else in the room with you, but like I'll give you the essence of solitude. But also again, same thing to you, Nameless. There's not like a waiting room that like people can like leave, and so nobody can really leave the room separate.
Yeah.
You guys basically have to leave together.
Before we leave, I know that some of our party has spoken to you in their own ways, mostly through the mirror stones. Was that really you? Or was that just someone else?
Give me 5 seconds to think of an answer. Of how I want to phrase this answer, I need to say. Well, if I were to tell your party that... Did you just like...
What are you doing?
Was it a crunch bar? What is this?
Oh, crunch bars.
Sorry.
No,
I was
don't be
putting
sorry.
My seat's footrest.
Dude, that's totally okay. What it looked like was it looked like you just like hand broke like what like a 2x4 like with the yeah. Just like casually sitting in your chair. Oh, it's so good. Sorry. Well, if you were to look into maybe going back to the capital of Jortenia, perhaps you'd find something you were looking for? Maybe that would give you the reassurance of whoever spoke to me and when got exactly what they desired.
Just wanted to make sure.
I understand. As you make your way back down the tower,
You'll find it easier. You'll find it easier to be on the side of... Trying to figure out... I don't know an in-game way to say this, but basically, go down the left side of the tower.
Okay. The sinister side. I open the door.
I was gonna say, does anybody else have any last words? No? Alright. Open the door. Exit. And the trap that was placed there. No. You have two paths in front of you. Both are stairs leading downward. But there is one to the right, one to the left.
I choose the left one.
Did we go that way? I mean, could be a death trap, but like we're gonna risk it this one. I'm down. Yes. Left.
Left.
I love the idea of like. So. Pardon me. Go ahead, say what you're gonna say.
No.
Oh, okay. Taking the left staircase and heading down, you are presented with a door, much like the other ones.
I open it.
Go ahead and roll me a D100.
I was gonna say.
Me?
Yeah. You're the one
I
who's
don't have a
opened the door.
D100,
Yes,
but
you do.
I have
2 10s.
percentile dice.
That's
Yeah,
what it. That's what it is.
percentile.
It's a D10 and a percentile die.
She knows that.
Hey.
Okay.
Gosh, it's like jokes. She's got 'em.
It's like your bad
Sometimes.
jokes.
How about you sit on a Lego? 66. And
Hey.
I heard that's a good route.
I got my
Okay.
kicks on it. I'm proud of that one.
Huh.
Asmodeus,
Oh my God,
what are you doing
We found
here?
Gornal.
Asmodeus greets you with a. You open the door.
Or it's a
And-
pull.
It's a push.
You open the door and you find
Jesus.
Colette sitting on a throne.
It's like, what the hell? I told you to go left. That's crazy. You open the door. There is a little landing that kind of goes to the side, and you can see another staircase that goes, like another staircase down. And then there's a narrow passage that opens up into a round sort of amphitheater room, and on the semicircle room, and as you kind of look through the hallway, there are cages and sort of like these cells positioned right on the opposite side, and there on the back corner of the room you see a dwarven male huddled into the corner, just kind of it looks like he has like remnants of food everywhere, but it's like basic stuff like roots and vegetables and stuff.
Ugh.
Guys, I found Gornal.
And he's currently, he's emaciated. He is sort of scraggly in the beard. He is balded on top, but he also has like that sort of hair from all other sides kind of grown out. It is mangled. It is tattered. His clothes are very grimy, dirty. There is a corner of his cell that has populated as a toilet.
I can't judge.
currently asleep. Seems sort of fitful. It seems very labored breathing, but he is alive.
Is every other cell empty?
Yes. With bones.
What kind of bones?
They seem humanoid. You don't have a vast history of, like, a vast medical knowledge, but, like...
It's not like animals.
No, not animals, really. No. There's, like, some things that you could potentially see as, like, turkey legs or chicken bones, some kind of stuff.
I'm
Okay.
gonna go in.
I'm gonna run down there and check the gate.
It is no lock. It also has no door. It's just a cage. It's a completely enclosed environment.
Interesting.
Can I do a perception check to see if there's just something we're missing in terms of how to open it? Or is that, like, not...
You can make an investigation check, sure.
Yeah. Ooh, for second roll of the day, game question mark. Never mind, it doesn't even matter, because that's an 11.
At this current moment, you aren't finding anything that seems to be able to be opened. There's no seam lines on the cages. There's nothing around the room besides these cages.
And this is just set into, like, the stone that the tower's made of?
Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna try to bend the bars with brute strength.
Go ahead and give me a strength check.
Just straight strength?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a 6.
Philip, as you step up, put your hands on the bars. Nothing.
Can I tell what kind of metal it is? Can I tell what kind of metal it is?
You can say it that way. That's fine. It's cute. Yeah, I'd say I won't need a roll on that either. Like it's a variation of some sort of, like, you've seen this cool, like, ice blue steel before. It is some form of adamantium.
Woof.
Either like an adamantium laced or woven into somehow into this, like, iron. It's iron steel.
Okay. I really didn't prep my spells for this. Does someone have a super localized, like, touch style heat spell?
Produce flame.
Fire. Produce flame.
With
How much damage is that?
Not much.
Need something that'll get
2
hot.
or 3d6.
You don't have
3d8.
3d8. The
Okay.
amount of time it would take to consistently heat that metal with that kind of flame is a long time. You would this is not like this is just like regular fire. You know, it's like it's not like an actual forge fire or anything like that. It's not getting up to the temperature that you would need to be a consistent heat.
So we either need a way through the stone or the metal.
Yeah, what would Mason's check give me about the stone on the bottom of the cage?
Well, this stone is the same as the rest of the tower. This is the same kind of, like, weird composite ultra stone that surrounds the stead.
Yeah, that's probably...
Oh, I'm not gonna break that.
Yeah.
Are we able to, like, touch Cornell from the...
Yeah, there's space.
Where we are?
There's space within the like the way the cage is set. You can go all the way around the cage, right?
Oh,
It's built into the wall, but you can go on the front side and the left and right side. So there's still room on those that you could get right next to him if you wanted to. And there is space between the bars as well. The bars are about this far apart. And they're latticed as well. So like when you were trying to break it, it's like...
Well, I suppose, what if we just made him small enough to put through the bars?
So, does anyone have?
I can't do anything like that, but
Is that what we want to do? Because, like, I might have been thinking it, but I didn't want to do it without everyone else agreeing.
it might be the safest way we have to move him. We might want to wake him up and let him know what's happening first. I don't want him to just wake up as a mouse or something, but...
I am on board for that plan.
I poke him. Hey. No.
He's just like the driest, chapped lips. His eyes seem sort of yellowed and jaundiced, and he immediately scurries from his spot and like goes back to the middle.
Hey, we're here from Lorethka. We're here from
I'm gonna
Lorethka.
pull out water.
Yeah, we have food and drink. We're here from Lorethka. We're getting you out. We're taking you home.
It just seems to kind of like see through you at the moment. Like he's still trying to process his...
Yeah. You can take your time. It's okay. Yeah.
He sort of rungs into the cell wall to help pick himself up. Yes. Home?
Yeah, we're gonna get you out of here. Let's get you some food and water so you can get your strength back. And then we'll get you out of here.
As you hand him the water, Liam, he sort of just... There seems to be some manner of wherewithal to him that he doesn't just immediately start chugging it, as he kind of just starts taking little sips. Just trying to get something. Take some of the little bits of ration, or like, you know, just the... He primarily, like, he like takes the bread and he would take any like meat or something and then just settle with that for the moment. He kind of scarfs that down pretty quickly as he... What is the plan?
I was gonna make you into something small to come through there. If you're okay with that.
Yes.
Okay. Do you have anything preference-wise?
Hate snakes.
You do not like them? Okay. Well, I'm just gonna make you into a mouse then. Would a mouse be small enough?
Yeah, like the size is... You're looking at like almost a foot by like a little bit more like 2 feet per inside the bars. So
Okay. I'm gonna make you into, well, wait. Do we want to talk to him first?
I think if he wants out of that cage, let's just get him out of the cage first. Unless there's anything you've seen where, something might happen if you leave the cage. But
I haven't been able to escape.
okay.
Oh,
I think getting him out of there would be good for his mental health.
okay. I was just making sure, like... Got you. So, I would then cast Polymorph on him.
Okay.
I pushed a button that I didn't want to push. And make him into a mouse.
And he just kind of scurries a little bit. And it gets up to the bars. And as he is pushing through the space in between, you see the polymorph drop as he's bypassing the bars. Like as he's about to try to push through, it puts him back into himself. And he kind of frumps back on the ground.
Okay, so we need to find another way out then.
I'm gonna spend 10 minutes casting Identify.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll figure this out.
So
During
I'll do
that
that
time-
while you guys think of another plan.
During that time, he's also taking more of the water and just calming a little bit. And he seems to be kind of in and out of consciousness. Like he's very, very tired.
I don't know if I have anything that can help.
Can I just try and see, like, if I... So my hand is... It's big enough for my hand to go through, right?
Yeah. And his hands can go through, like, you can put your body through it for sure.
Can I try and cast, like, Produce Flame, and then put my hand through and see what happens?
Sure. And the fire is still lit when you put your hand inside.
Magic can go in, just can't come out.
Well, there's got to be some way to disable this.
I did not prep the spells for this.
And when I pull... Sorry, question. When I pull my hand back out, the fire stays lit when it comes out?
Yeah.
It might specifically have something to do with transmutation magic, or specifically having to do with some, like, it could be any level of specific that we're not sure yet. I'm hoping some of that becomes more clear after this spell,
Yeah.
but we'll see.
As you cast the spell on the cage, you are correct. It was a sort of like adamantine steel in terms of the fabrication. It also seems like it was created as one solid unit. It was not like a bunch of bars made at different times. So whenever this tower was constructed, this room was constructed with this purpose. The energy around the cage is an abjuration type effect. It does not allow for transmutation effects, things that could alter the shape or body of anything inside to pass through. So while the spell could be cast, it won't. As soon as it hits the exterior, as soon as it hits the bars, basically, it cuts out. And vice versa. You can tell that, like, if you were to do it to try to go inside, you would have the same effect. Yeah, how this cage is used is basically, this is a... You notice that it as soon as you cast the Identify, this is exactly what I was making sure that you actually gain the knowledge of. There is a circle inside of the cage. that once you kind of focus on, it seems as though it's like a teleportation circle. There's some form of like conjuration magic attached to the inside of the cage. So through the spell, you're basically able to learn that like you could transport to this location, but you would basically be inside the cage if you did. You can tell that its purpose is for those who would attempt to kind of like use the tower as a transportation vehicle, there's a chance that you would get locked in this thing. And then it dawns on you that when you guys transported via plants, there was a chance that you guys could have got locked in this cage as well.
I relay that information. Good to know for the future.
Mm-hmm. And when it was created by the same magic that made the tower.
I have an idea.
Yeah. The last thing I would say is it doesn't have like an on-off switch. It is just a constant of the tower. So if the tower were to go away, it would go away. / if you had any way to do like an anti-magic field or something like that, or like cancel out magic, you could theoretically do it then.
Cool. That's what I was wondering.
But that would also be an area. That's usually an area effect. It's not usually like some things are object related, but some things are area effect related. So it would have to be. You'd have to make sure that it was the right one to still be able to like, if you were to cast a spell on the person to push them through. That's all I'm trying to say.
Would dispel magic to get rid of the abjuration barrier work?
It says object, right?
One creature, object, or magical effect.
Within range. You can certainly try. What I would say that you would have a pretty good understanding, especially with what Liam just told you, is that there is an opportunity to dispel the magic upon it, but given that it doesn't have like an on or off switch, it's probably not for long.
The other option is we could... I don't love it. We could put the box in there, unfold it, have him step into the box in its hexagon shape, fold it back up, pull him out, open it, have him step out.
That was what I also originally thought as well.
From my understanding, no part of that is transmutation.
That's a good point.
We've gotten this far without really touching the box within the tower, which I am for, but seems to be...
Now that we have a better understanding of how the box functions, I don't think opening the box in the tower is necessarily a problem in itself.
Yeah.
Okay. We either do that, or I try to hold the barrier back while we get him through.
Well, I prefer. I mean, I only have so much magic I can do in a day.
Yeah.
I would rather not just keep blowing it.
And it goes off when he tries to go through the bars, yes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's try the box first. Takes
Alright.
no resources.
I'm gonna let him know basically what we're attempting to do. I'm gonna show him. We're gonna put this box on the floor. I'm gonna open it up. It's gonna make a magic hole. I'm gonna have you climb in. We're gonna fold it up, pull you out, open it, and pull you out again. Just so he's perfectly clear on what's happening here.
I wish we brought the saddle in here.
Yeah.
I don't think the saddle would turn.
Well, the saddle also has the bags of holding.
Oh.
So.
They were putting.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to need you're going to need a roll to open it up.
Yeah. Is that straight intelligence?
I believe it's I think it's straight intelligence. It should say on the item though.
3 consecutive intelligence checks. Okay.
Guidance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know he's doing it.
What
We
does
made the plan
guidance give
together.
me again?
So.
1d4, and
1d4.
an additional 1d4 to a skill check.
Okay, intelligence I get +5. Okay, cool.
So now possibly +9.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. So let's.
And
Let's go.
just to, it is a skill check.
Oh, so I'm proficient. Yes.
No, I'm just trying to say it's a skill check for purposes of like Flash of Genius.
Yes, I only have one of those though.
Smoke him if you got him.
No,
Yeah.
that was sorry. That was just to clarify. That was
Yeah.
I wanted to make sure that you knew. All right, go ahead and roll, and you'll have guidance all 3 times. Yes, I'll allow it.
All right. Cool. Here.
A Tommy gun
Just
of
shooting him
guidance.
with my bow.
I want to cast guidance at long range. So I shoot an arrow into the back to give him an extra D4.
Oh, it worked.
This is going very slowly, but I know I made the first one.
Okay.
Because I got a 20. I haven't rolled the guidance. It's not rolling the guidance for me. But that's fine. Oh, I can roll at the same time. Okay. Cool. So the first one made it because the DC is 18.
Yes.
According to the thing.
Yes.
How slowly they're rolling right now makes me super anxious.
If only get physical dice.
Is that what I think it is? Yep. Okay. Critical on that one. So 25 plus
Nice.
3,
Nice.
28. And then for the last one, I will use a Flash of Genius. So I'll be getting.
Just wait and see if you need it.
I can't. But if I mess up this one, I have to start over again with all
Okay.
3. So.
Okay.
Because
You still have the D4 for the third one, right? And yeah.
Yeah, I only had to
I'll-
cast it once right now.
Yeah, I'll
He's been-
yeah, but I just want to play it safe. If I fumble this,
I don't debate it, man.
Yeah.
I just wanted to. I'm just doing due diligence more than anything. I trust you.
yeah. So I'll do my last Flash of Genius just to be safe.
Okay. He can't do it until he knows. Yeah.
That was close. Okay. 16 plus 5. Yeah, definitely made it. Okay. But that 13 that I rolled is right next to the 1, and with how slowly it's rolling because of lag, it looked like I fumbled that, but I did not. I'll mark off the last Flash of Genius. Okay. It is open.
Nice. As you guys spend these like kind of like 30 seconds watching him, it's like this like really intensive, and there's a moment, Philip, where you're like, nope, lost it, and as the box opens.
Yeah. So I'm gonna have it there. Open a hexagon.
Gornal kind of weakly gets up and makes his way over. Okay. But hopefully this does not hurt. And he kind of like
How deep is the drop again?
he hops and you my leg. No, he's fine. He gets in. He gets in fine. But the box is still placed inside.
Yeah. So I'm gonna switch it to the star formation, so it's only 1 foot in size. Pull it out and then open it up to the hexagon again.
The box passes through the bars. You open it
And he
up.
comes out.
If we just wound up going back to Calent and we're like, so we got your box stuck inside a cage.
Good luck.
Don't worry about it. It's like, yeah, well, he would have said, good luck getting out of here then.
Yeah.
Okay. He, sort of weakly puts his hands up.
I mean, I'm gonna, I'll pull him out. I'll help with the,
You help him out.
yeah.
So I
Alright.
imagine you probably want to start moving, so let's go. We could talk on the way out.
Well, yeah, how are you feeling? Do you Do you need a rest or?
Rest will do nothing.
Okay. In order to walk through the plants again, we'd have to wait a while. Yes.
I mean, just a day.
Okay.
Just an ordinary
Would
day.
attempting to teleport away from the tower also have a percentage chance of putting us in a cage? Yeah?
Yep.
We shouldn't do that.
That's fair.
If we do, we should do it from outside the tower.
That's what I'm thinking. Once we get out, instead of moving him all the way through the marshes, maybe going through a tree would be the best way to get back.
We're still trying to find that lodestone before we go, or the mirrorstone before we go, Philip.
I think I need to check on it. Yeah.
Let's start looking.
Yeah.
So
Alright.
you don't have any like special lodestone skills with your eye thing, where you can like feel other lodestones around you?
No, not that I'm aware of. This one also doesn't match the magic type of the one underneath here. My
I just
eyebite
thought maybe they
is-
spoke
true.
to each other.
Your eye used to, and now it doesn't.
Yeah.
Oh well. Alright. Part of me is a little worried about moving him through the rest of the tower, but I suppose we don't have a choice. So
Well,
We can, do what we can to try and make it as.
we just need to prioritize his safety as we move.
Yeah.
Alright. Let's go.
Okay.
Back down.
Currently, you have a left path and a right path.
Left.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who's opening the door?
I'll do it.
Okay. Philip will do it. 4.
400. 4. Yeah.
4.
Man, I got so close to hitting 100.
That's what you hit to get to Colinth. You were the one who
Chelsea
did that.
did, didn't it? Wait, was I the one that rolled 100?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought Chelsea did.
I hadn't opened a door yet. That's why I was like, I'll open this one.
Oh, I thought you just opened a door. Oh well. Okay.
So,
Yeah.
this is also really great. The first door you open after you get Gordal, you as you push open, you're blasted with this sort of like intense heat, and the entire you hear this like bubbling brewing sound, and this orange amber light is hitting the entirety of the space. And as you push forward, there are a couple of platforms and chains hanging from the ceiling that are moving. Like, the platforms are on the chains, and the chains are kind of moving through the room. And below you, about 20 feet below you, is a massive pool of lava, just bubbling and boiling below you, and on the other side is the stage.
How far away? Like between
60?
I run across the wall. Kidding. Well, no, but I'll wait till everyone else decides what they do.
I should probably cast Levitate on Gornal, huh?
Yeah. How much levitate you got in you?
I have not been casting much, so I can cast 3 of it regular, and I can cast 3 of it at 3rd level as well.
Is this a situation where we just want to put people in the box and have one person go across?
Didn't you? No. Well, if you guys haven't closed it yet, it is still just sitting there open.
Yeah. We could. Maybe not a bad idea. Get this over with our emaciated friend here.
I think that's the main thing, is we just need to make sure it's all done safely. I don't think he's going to be able to hold on to chains, at least. So,
Not to be that person, but I don't think Panther will be able to either.
that's where I think levitation in the box will come in most handy.
Yeah, I think if everyone hops in, I could just levitate on myself and float us across.
And anybody objecting to this plan? All right. Let's cheat some more.
You'll love to see it.
Hey, no, you guys are using spells. I'm good with
It's
it.
not cheating, it's working smart, not hard.
Yeah.
Except Lolly dives into the box. No, I'm kidding.
I think
Just one dives.
I think one spell is a fair enough to trade. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. We do that.
As you, but the box you can either close the box and then have to do checks to reopen it, or you can open the box. You can leave it open, but if it's open, you have to have it in your hands.
Yeah, I'll do that. I'll hold on to it open, head across.
Okay. No, that's mean. Okay, you get across. I was gonna say, roll to roll to see if you keep your hands on the box.
It's getting a little sweaty.
Just drops on everybody but Liam.
Yeah, it would be great. Well, I guess we don't have to worry about the box anymore.
And I guess most of us don't have to worry about anything anymore.
And Liam's like, well, I'm done. This is it. Yeah. All right. You get to the other side, and there's a one door at this side. As everybody gets back out of the box, Gornal kind of makes a point. He's like, if the box is going to remain open, may I just sit here and not have to come out each time?
Yeah, that's a good point.
I think that's a good idea.
Yeah,
Let's be on box bearing duty.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll open the door.
All right. It's your funeral.
Dun dun dun. I know.
Why don't you just be the way out?
How does an 82 do ya?
How does an 82 do for you?
Is that... Was that like a look
Yeah.
at this rhyme situation?
I do it all the time. It ain't no crime. Watch me bust a rhyme. Don't worry, but if there's a mirror involved, I can't do it.
So proud for the wrong reasons. All right.
What?
As you open the door and you step through, there is like a little bit of water just kind of everywhere within the space. And as you walk in and the door shuts behind you,
The water starts to rise.
yes?
God.
I was very
I was gonna
nervous
say
that's what
something
you
else.
were gonna say.
I was about to, there's no like wall on the other side, right? Like much like some of the other rooms, there's no like continuation of stairs or anything. The walls are flat and empty. The water has begun to rise.
Roll an investigation check.
Go for it.
Roll a perception check.
Sure.
I start just scurrying my hands across the floor looking for like a drain or
All right.
like a doorway.
Roll for
Second one of the
investigation, but with a disadvantage. What's that, Miles?
Oh.
Second one of the game, critical, making it 25.
25. Okay. And
It's not worth it.
okay, fine.
I
Both
rolled
of
a 5.
Well, it's definitely a mad scramble on the floor then. And
She, like,
as
knocks you
you're
over.
like off to the right, Liam, you're kind of just there are 4 stones that are in a different color scheme than the rest of the stones. Like if all of the other stones are like this like gray blue, those ones are like 4 distinctly different colors. There's a There's like a reddish one. There is a sort of like more of something that looks like a brick, something that looks like a sandstone, something that looks like limestone. So it's like got this like greenish sort of tint to it. And then there's one that looks like an obsidian. So it's like a very starkly black.
Red means stop. So there's 4 or there's 5?
4.
So the red one is
4.
the big one.
Huh?
So the red one is the big one.
Yeah, sorry.
Okay.
I initially said red, and I'm just trying to say like it's more about stone
Brick,
rather
sandstone, limestone, obsidian.
than yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Continuing to rise.
Yeah, I'm gonna go see if I can push on the stones.
I'll say as you like gingerly you can feel give to them.
Okay, what I'm going to do next then is so I found these stones. I didn't see anything else in regards to like clues on what the puzzle would be. We could do it.
Sorry, as you get to the stones, as you walk over and inspect them. Sorry, you were looking at something else from talk, so I was like trying to let you do it. When you get to the stones, though, there is like writing on them.
Okay. What does it say? Is it in common, draconic, gnomish, goblin, or halfling?
It is in draconic.
I read it.
It kind of has a. Gosh, I'm trying to like. Even when I wrote it out, I don't think it entirely made sense. So I'm trying to make it make more sense.
It's so nice not being the only person speaking Draconic anymore.
Oh, we gotta start bad mouthing people behind their backs in Draconic. Like, what else? Why else is this? Come on.
The language on the brick says stop, effectively. The language in the sandstone says turn, and the language in the limestone says basically like fill, and then the language in the obsidian says what did I
Drain.
No, it says
Dry.
it's weird for Draconic to
Escape.
have this language, but it is there. It's like eel, or it's more
Eel?
like a feeling of like an eel.
I kind of want you to push that one, but you shouldn't push that one.
I'm gonna try. First off, I'm gonna try pressing stop.
As you
Make
press
it
that,
red.
it stops filling.
Okay.
At this current moment, it is about at your knees. So, it is difficult terrain for everyone.
I stopped the water for now.
I hope no wheels
What
show
else
up.
can you do?
Do it. It says stop, turn, fill, and eel.
Oh no, I hate eels. They're like snakes that can swim.
Gornalt, eels, the snakes of the water. Hate 'em.
Maybe try 10?
That's my guess. I don't know what it will turn.
It seems like the least aggressive one.
Yeah.
What's above us? Is there like a door up on the ceiling?
You look up, doesn't seem like anything in the ceiling.
I'm gonna try it. I press in turn.
As you press in, as you're actually pressing in, the center of the room breaks and starts to spiral upwards. And let's say you only pressed it a little bit. As soon as your hand leaves it, and then goes back down till it's resting back at the floor.
Did the water start draining at all while that was up?
No.
It's like a pillar,
Yeah.
basically rising
A round pillar about 15 feet in diameter started to at the center of the floor. It was solid for the 4 feet that it went up, or the 3 feet, And so the amount it went up as you pressed it, it went up, but then as soon as you let go, it went right back down.
Do it again.
And as you pressed that, the water started to fill again, and I'm going to say you pressed
Hit
stop.
stop.
Mhm.
Yeah. Let's see. Mage hand would be useful here, huh? Should have thought that one. Didn't mage hand. To keep the button held while we run for the door, because now it'll be you guys.
Where is the door?
What I'm hoping is that there's a door at the base of this pillar. I could be wrong, but that's the hope. So I can hold it, have the pillar rise, you guys can get through, and
What if it's not the pillar that's moving? It's the room that is churning down the pillar.
sure.
So we're going deeper into the water.
So then the door would be on the out. It wouldn't be on the pillar. It'd be on the outside. It doesn't particularly matter. It doesn't particularly matter.
I think it's just you thinking it's cool.
They did that
Yeah.
in Danganronpa.
Oh, I don't play that game.
Yeah. Well, you stole it from Danganronpa.
Does anyone have a broom handle we can lean up against this thing, or
I'll just leave this expensive pick here.
yeah.
Somebody's got hammers.
It's true. You can't throw those. Your hammers fly like thunder and return to your hand.
Yeah, but they can't. I can't.
Sorry. Go ahead. Please stop.
Yeah. I mean, I guess it will be I'll hold this. It'll start filling as soon as I hold the button. So I'm gonna hold it. The pillar will rise. We'll hope very, very much that there's some sort of escape. And I guess I will have to try and run for it once you guys are all through. Someone else should hold the dwarf box.
Are you the fastest runner?
I super am not, but I'm not going to volunteer others for this bad idea.
Am I the fastest runner?
Yes.
Probably yes.
So then maybe I should do it?
Technically, you still have levitation cast on you, though.
It's true, but I
was
can't.
gonna ask.
This whole time you've just been floating around.
Yeah, I can't move faster with levitation.
I mean, I think we're not going to have the information we need until the.
If you're in, sorry, I'm just gonna let him know real quick. The water you're in right now, as well as swimming, you would move half speed.
I could, but by the time
So levitation would technically move you a little bit faster.
right.
So that's more of all I wanted to say to you is if it came down to that, levitation is faster than half your movement. So go ahead, please say what you're gonna say there.
I feel like we're not going to get the information we need unless we just put the churn all the way up. I guess we could double check that Phil means what we think it means, but
that might just be killing time that we need.
yeah.
That we'll need for. So we should do the thing. Yeah. Okay. Wait. But is me levitating faster than half of Lolly's run speed?
Guys, I just want you all to know I can turn into things that literally swim.
I'm also a thing that literally swims. Yeah, I know. We can become a gill boy if we need to.
No, I'm saying I can hold the
She
button
has
down,
wild
you guys
shape.
get close, and then I'll become wild shape into, I don't know, a fish or something fast. Swimmity-doo, see you in a two.
That's really smart and also rhymes.
Well, yeah. Is that good? That's the plan.
I mean, we can try it. Maybe I don't need to do it. Maybe we'll magically see that it doesn't happen. But I feel like that's the only way someone will be able to breathe underwater and not have to worry about speed.
Yeah. Okay, so we should the rest of us should be by the pillar,
Yeah.
So we can hop in as quickly as an opening opens if it does. There's not a door on the ceiling, right? We're not supposed to ride this thing to the top.
There isn't a door on the ceiling.
Okay, yeah. I thought that's what we had established, but I just wanted to triple check. Cool. Yeah, so we'll all hang out around the pillar. You'll push the button. It's being pushed. We're doing it.
Okay, that's the plan.
No. Is that I have a question.
Oh.
There's the eel.
Mm-hmm.
We have no idea what that one does. There's
Well, I got an educated guess.
Well, there's only one way to find out.
but there's the fill and then there's drain. Have we tried just drain?
There's no drain.
When
No, there's no drain.
Stop and turn.
Stop. Okay. Stop.
Ah!
I thought it was drain.
No.
Got it.
I wish.
That would have been.
All right. Well,
No, is this supposed
So
to be
helpful.
easy?
yes.
Yeah.
It's
All right.
already kind of easy.
Yeah, it is. Make it harder.
Well, we know cryptic languages. I don't know what you expect.
That was when I solved the toughest puzzle in Fez a couple days ago. So. All right.
You're like, I still have my notes. So, gotta wait for his to come out. On this
on my Spring Awakening playbill. Yeah.
pamphlet.
It wasn't a real Spring Awakening production. So.
Yeah. So sorry, Max.
I meant like it's not like an actual playbill. It's
Yeah.
yeah.
You press the button. The water begins to fill immediately, and the spiral goes up. By the time it actually hits the ceiling, the water is at chest level. So it's like for you. So like you are taller, so it's all relative, but like it's getting to a point where anybody, it's up to your shoulders at least. As it hits the top, this is what I'm trying to say. The water is still filling. I just want to say this at this moment. You do see an entrance inside the pillar. There is like a staircase leading upward as the water continues to fill.
We go into the entrance. Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay?
Because we don't see any other entry show up, right?
Nope. Nothing else.
Okay.
So if they've made it to the doorway, then I will let go. I will become a dolphin and swim, which has 60 feet of speeds. The fastest.
60 feet is the speed of the fastest of the movement in the water. I get you.
Yeah.
But what I will say is, please make me an acrobatics check
As a dolphin?
As a dolphin. This is to try to... You are fast enough to get there, but this thing is still dropping, so you have to be able to get inside before it drops all the way.
You said athletics?
Acrobatics.
I said acrobatics.
Okay. That's unfortunate. 12.
Is a dolphin good at acrobatics? They like do a lot of jumps.
No, they're
and
good
stuff,
at
right?
athletics.
Really?
Yeah,
Yeah,
athletics
that's why I
is
was-
jumping and swimming, and it's not...
They seem so acrobatic. though.
Acrobatics is balance related. It is about
They put balls on their
dexterous
nose.
feats.
Those are seals. Wait.
Whereas athletics are things of like strength and power.
Have you
It
seen
takes
a-
power to swim,
have you
so
seen
that's
a-
why athletics is
Have
swimming.
you seen a dolphin like swim on top of the water with just his tail in the water?
Yes.
That's balance. It's not falling over.
I don't need to talk to you about this right now. This is having the energy of how fast an elk runs.
Yes.
I don't want to have this debate.
You've got to represent animals accurately.
You take 16 points of bludgeoning damage as the pillar strikes you on the way down in your dolphin form.
So I become not dolphin no mo.
You are inside
And
the pillar, but you are no longer dolphin. And you take whatever leftover damage.
But I'm in. I made it in. I just
You made it
got
in.
hit.
Yes.
Okay.
You still rolled high enough to not get stuck outside or to get stuck in between, but just barely. But you did still not roll high enough to not take damage.
Let's rush up
Cool.
these stairs.
And everyone got in.
Everybody's in.
Okay.
Alright.
I think it's.
You left Gornal outside. No.
I think it's not that we rush up the stairs. I think this doorway we just came in is now going to be the door into the next room.
We let the stairs lower us down because we're at the bottom of them?
Yeah, because I think what it's supposed to be is like, if we entered the room that way, we would have come in at the bottom, and then taken the stairs up. I think it's that situation.
So we're not going up the stairs?
Well, because going up the stairs would take us.
I don't think this
So we've lowered past the point of stone wall.
Yeah, it's going down now.
Yeah.
Do we
It's going
know,
down.
has it hit the bottom yet?
It has hit the bottom, and the
Where do we-
archway is still closed. It's
There's
like
stone- there's
closed
just
stone.
stone.
As you walk up, you do at the end of it see a door.
What
Okay.
bullshit is this? Wow. Okay.
It's a
Why?
magic tower.
I know
Mark.
it's
Why
I know
that
it's magic,
weird?
but goddamn,
We go through the door.
That's the point. It's supposed to be confusing.
I hate it. We were going
we go,
down,
we
now
go
we're
through.
going
We
up.
go through the door.
Yeah. Who opened?
I'm holding the box. Actually, technically, I handed it to you, right?
Yeah.
Yes, it
When
was.
back when I thought I was going to do the thing.
Yeah, but you can.
So
open
I'll
the box
open the
again.
door.
All right, open it up.
I thought that Lolly had it.
And the holding the
Access.
box thing is more just to make sure that you guys know that, like, if you want to open, you can't like pocket it or anything. It has to be folded out.
Oh. 95.
Nice.
Okay.
We're out of here. We made it out.
We open the door. Kalenth.
High numbers.
Really?
High numbers always mean good things on percentile die.
Yeah.
4 was Lava Town, so
Right.
You're not
Yeah.
wrong.
That's the metric to go off of.
yeah. 100 was Colette.
What was pledge our undying soul allegiance to evil gods? Which number was that? I don't remember.
6-6. No, wait.
No, that was the
66
room you guys just.
Yeah.
Just.
No, that was Cornell.
66 was Gornal.
That was Gornal.
Yeah, Gornal was getting his kicks.
You know, he was getting kicked.
Was he?
I don't know.
Maybe. Metaphysically.
Metaphysically.
Spiritually.
As
Spiritually,
you
he was getting
open
kicked.
the door, Liam, there are little planks of elevation in this room. There are spots that are like a little bit higher, a little bit lower, but a couple of the daises in just like you would almost consider this to be. As you're looking at it, it has the energy of like, oh, this could be like a cool. If you were here to do like training, this could be cool. Like this has like a lot of like acrobatic loops and sort of like rungs to do like almost like a what's it,
Ninja warrior.
relay? Like yeah, I think that's what you would, like an athletic relay or like Olympic relay. It's backwards for me, but
The Westminster,
Westminster
Kennel
Kennel
Club.
Club.
Mr. Kennel Club.
no, not like that. But sure. Like at first, Liam's like, it'd
Panther.
be cool to jump off of that, but you know, what'd
Panther.
be better is if a dog jumped off of that.
Panther, yeah.
Just said Panther.
On the opposite side, where you do see a door, there is resting on a knee, and with a pretty much like this like giant executioner blade style sword in its metal grip is this like iron titan of a bipedal form. There is just this. It has, you know, just like a smooth face, but with two glowing eyes, and it sitting at the other side of the door, at the other opposite side of the room. And as you all step in, it stands up and takes the sword and just stands ready at the door. And that is where we will call tonight's session. Thank you, everybody. we're excited to still be here. But it's gonna be great, and this is gonna be a great awesome start to this next episode. So, see you guys around.
First combat.
Thank you
of this
so
book.
much.
Thank you.